Are you finding Outriders tough going? Dying repeatedly to the same boss? Casual here, as a player who has well over 1,000 hours in the game and created many successful endgame builds, I want to share with you my 10 ultimate tips to help you blast through the campaign and endgame. Let's get into it.
1.
I'm going to start with the most important thing you need to know. Each of the classes is a different healing mechanic, and using them properly is the key to your success. But I have a few tricks to get the most out of them. Skill Leech heals you for any damage done by your skills, including status effects like bleed, toxic or burn, which is great healing over time for Devastators, Pyromancers and Technomancers. Weapon Life Leech does the same but for physical damage, which is great for all classes. With the Technomancer you get heals from any damage done, which includes damage done by your turret and by status effects like Toxic. So apply Toxic, throw down your turrets and you will have a constant stream of heals coming in. Heatwave is a great way for Pyros to mark enemies and do damage over time, while Ash Blast and Overheat are great Pyro skills to mark all enemies in an area. The Devastator does have the ability to spec into health regeneration in its class tree, and also to increase heals and bleed damage.
2.
The other critical thing you need in order to survive in Outriders is to use the right mods in your build. I would recommend using Damage Absorber or Mitigation from Death coupled with Perseverance Shield or Emergency Stance. These will eliminate those annoying one-shots and give you the time to heal back up. Shields are very effective damage mitigation as they work for both physical and anomaly damage, while armor only works for physical damage and resistance for anomaly damage.
3.
Hanging on to that rare legendary item that dropped is a big mistake, as you won't be able to keep it leveled up to your max level. Your stats are based on your average gear level, so keep your gear at the max level to avoid being gimped. This can be done by Dr. Zahidi once he is in your party.
4.
A common mistake players make is selling or dismantling all blue gear drops while they wait for that perfect epic or legendary piece. Blue or even green gear is the best way to get the right stats and the right mods you are looking for. When Dr. Zahidi improves the rarity of gear, you get a choice of 3 mods to pick from. With green gear you get to choose twice, which increases your chance of getting a perfect piece of gear with the right stats and at least one mod that you want. Replace the other mod and you have the perfect epic piece. Green and blue gear are also much cheaper to level up to your max level than epic or legendary gear. You can buy green and blue gear from the vendors in Rift Town, Trench Town and the Outrider camp, as well as farming for it. Speaking of which,
5.
once you have visited Noah in the Trench Town bar, you will unlock hunts. There is one in particular that is a great way to farm for purple and blue gear, and also the essential resource titanium, Horus, which can be found in the dunes. This hunt works well because there is also a behemoth in the same zone. Make sure your auto loot is set to pick up the gear quality that you want, run in, kill these two and then let the other enemies finish you off. Once you spawn back in, do it again. And again, you will get a great supply of titanium and gear to keep Dismantle or Sell. This grind does get easier as you outlevel the enemies in the zone, making it a very fast way to grind for resources. Halfway through, and this next one is absolutely critical. Go on, you know you want to.
6.
You can also buy titanium from a vendor in the Outriders camp once you've finished the main campaign, using scrap you get from selling your unwanted gear. While the exchange rate for scrap on blue and green pieces is a good deal, you get more titanium by dismantling your purple and legendary gear.
7.
There are 7 places in the game where you are guaranteed legendary gear drops before you get into the end game. 3 of these come from beating bosses in the campaign, which I won't spoil here. You also get legendary items for completing all the hunts and all the bounties when you turn in the last one of each in Trench Town Bar. The last 2 come from side missions, but epic ones at that. Outriders Legacy takes you halfway across the world, trucking down Fallout 76 escapees, throwing in some classic Indiana Jones along the way and ending with a huge loot pool. Forgotten Chapel brings in some limited puzzle solving in the Canyon of the Grand Obelisk. Make sure you pick up all of these legendaries as you progress through the campaign.
8.
Hitting someone must be physical damage, mustn't it? Well, according to Outriders, no. Melee is anomaly damage and scales off your anomaly power, and even more oddly, but to our benefit, it counts as a skill activation, and so triggers lots of mods and abilities. Sweet.
9.
Look, It's no big deal to admit that a certain fight is kicking your butt. If you hit that brick wall, just turn the world tier down. It's okay, trust me. You can always jack it back up again to the level you want in order to give you the challenge you are looking for.
10.
So, you finished the campaign and have unlocked expeditions, and what the fuck are challenge tiers? While maxing out your world tier will only get you to level 42. You make it any more complicated, PCF. Anyway, to get to the current max level of 50, you need to get to challenge tier 15. One thing we don't know right now is will world tiers become more relevant with the big updates coming in November. Given this overly complex leveling system, I suspect we might see the two systems merge in some way, and it might be worth grinding any level 50 characters you have up to the max world tier so that you have all bases covered. So now you are an Outrider expert, it's time to step up to the next level. Check out this video here to become an Outrider god. Until next time, casual out.